Welcome to my channel. In this session, we will discuss the concepts and questions on circles. In the previous session, we have discussed a few concepts on circles and discussed a couple of questions. In this session, we will discuss a few more concepts and then questions based on these concepts. This is the 20th in the series of geometry videos that we are making. If you look at a chord divides a circle into two segments. This AB is a chord. It divides circle into two segments, two parts. And the angles subtended by chord or oblique an arc in the same segment are equal. So this is one segment, this is another segment. Angles subtended by this chord in one segment are equal. Suppose if I take this, if this angle is suppose theta, this also will be theta. Let me show the diagram. See this is what AB is a chord. This so the angle subtended with the chord in the same segment. If this is theta, this also will be theta. Right? It can be a chord, oblique, it can be an arc there. Next, angle subtended by chord at the center is, angle subtended by chord at the center is twice the opposite angle, twice the angle subtended at a point on the circle. Angle subtended by chord oblique an arc at the center is twice the opposite angle. See, this is the chord or this is the arc. The angle it subtends at the center will be twice the opposite angle. This is theta, so this is 2 theta. Right? Next one. Angle in the semicircle is 90 degrees. The biggest chord we have is diameter. See, what do you mean by angle in the semicircle is 90 degrees? In other words, if you draw a diameter, the angle diameter is the biggest chord we discussed in the previous session. The angle subtended by this diameter is 90 degrees. So that's what we say angle in the semicircle is 90 degrees. Next, alternate segment theorem. This is an interesting theorem. If you look at this diagram, this PA is a tangent to the circle at A. This AB is a chord. This PAB angle, this is the angle between the chord and tangent in this segment. This will be equal to angle subtended by this chord in the other segment, in the alternate segment. See, these two angles are in different segments. When you draw a chord, you have one segment here, you have one segment here. This is in the other segment, right? So, angle between a chord and tangent in a segment is equal to angle subtended with the same chord in the other segment. This should be in different segments. Suppose if I draw one more diagram. So, this is say, suppose if I say this is PAB, let us say if this is theta, since this angle is in this segment, we should take other segment. Say that means angle subtended this chord in the other segment means this. This is going to be theta. This is what we call it alternate segment theorem because these two angles are in alternate segments. Right? Next one. As I said, angle PAB equals to angle PAB. This angle will be equal to angle ACB. PAB equals to ACB. They should be in different segments. Next one. A perpendicular drawn from center to the chord bisects the chord. Let me show the diagram. If I take from center, this AB is a chord. If I draw a perpendicular, if it cuts this at P, this is a perpendicular. So AP and PB are equal. A perpendicular drawn from center to the chord bisects the chord. Next, what two chords do to each other? When the two chords intersect at a point P, AP into PB equals to CP into PD. AP into PB equals to CP into PD. Now, what about the formula for area, circumference and all that? Let's discuss. If you look at a circle, the radius is r. So the area of a circle is pi r square, you know that, and circumference is 2 pi r. Next, if I take a semicircle, this is interesting. Semicircle is half the circle. Area means since it is pi r square, area here will be pi r square by 2. But what about the perimeter? Is it because it's 2 pi r, will it be pi r? I'm afraid it's not. See, this entire thing is 2 pi r. When I have half the part here, this is going to be pi r, but then this is also part of the boundary which is diameter that is 2r. That's why we say in semicircle, area will be half of the circle's area pi r square by 2, but perimeter will be pi r plus 2r, right? Okay, next, a part of a circle, we can call it a sector. If you look at this, OA is radius, OB is radius, this is the angle means. This OAB is called a sector. It's a part of a circle. Now, what is this area of the sector means? See, what is the area of the entire circle? Pi r square. What angle is giving you that 360 degrees is giving you pi r square. But now I am asking area that is covered by angle theta means we say area of a sector is theta by 360 into pi r square. I'll come back to this LR by 2. And this AB is called arc. And what is this length of this arc means? See, this is the part of this circumference. What is the circumference? 2 pi r. Again, I ask the same question. 360 degrees gives you pi r. Theta gives you how much means? Theta by 360 into 2 pi r. This is the length of arc, which we say L. Now, coming back to this formula, area of sector, theta by 360 into pi r square means, can I write it as theta by 360 into pi r square? Can I write it as 2 pi r into r by 2? 2 gets cancelled, pi r into r pi r square. Now tell me, theta by 360 into 2 pi r is nothing but length of arc or not? Yes, so L into r by 2, that's how this formula has come, right? So these are a few important points on circles apart from what we have discussed in the previous session. I hope you watched the previous session. In case if you haven't, please do watch that, so to have a complete picture of circles. Now let's discuss a couple of questions. Find the distance between two parallel chords of 40 centimeters, 48 centimeters drawn on either side of center in a circle of radius 25 centimeters. Now, if I look at a circle, this is the center. They are drawn on the either side means, in other words, they are drawn on the opposite sides of the center there. So one is 40, the another one is 48. Now, from center, if I draw a perpendicular drawn from center to the chord bisects the chord. Just now we discussed. So if this end, let us say this is AB, this is CD. Now this AB is 40. If it cuts that, say P, so this AP and PB are equal. We discussed. So this 40 will be divided into 20 and 20. Now, if I draw from here a perpendicular here, this CD is 48. So it will be, let us say it cuts at Q. CQ is 24, QD is 24. But now you know this OB is going to be the radius. If OB is the radius, it is how much? It is 25. Now, if I look at this OPB, it's a right angle triangle. You know hypotenuse. This is right angle means OB is hypotenuse. 20, you know. Can we not find OP? The two ways we can do. One, simply write Pythagoras theorem. OP square plus PB square, side square plus side square is equal to hypotenuse square. So OP I have to find out. This is 20 square equals to 25 square. So OP square is equal to, this is 625, this is 400 goes other side 225, which is 15 square, or we can say OP equals to 15. This is 15. Or we can say directly, if you recall the discussion we had on classification of triangles based on angles, in the case of right angle triangles, we have some common triplets. One of the triplets we spoke about was the first triplet, in fact, was 3, 4, 5. I said not only 3, 4, 5, all their multiples also will hold good, I said. Here, if you look at this, 25 is 5 5s, 5 into 5, 25, 4 into 5, 20 means the other side is going to be 5 into 3, 15 or not. Like this, you should guess it, right? Let's see the other one. Now, this is 25. This OD is also radius 25. QD is 24 means, can we not find this? Again, OQD is going to be right angle triangle. So now, again you can say 24, 25 means what is the triplet? You have 7, 24, 25, one triplet. If you can recall these triplets of right angle triangle, if you haven't watched that, please do watch a video on classification of triangles by angles in this playlist. You will find the detailed list of these triplets. If you know that, you can say without doing any calculation straight away 7. Otherwise, again, what you have to do, like we have calculated here, we have to calculate, see, OQ square plus QD square equals to OD square. And you know, OQ, we have to find out QD 24 square equals to OD 25 square. So we can say OQ square equals to, This is 625. This is 576 minus 576 is 49, which is 7 square, or we can say OQ is 7. But without doing all this calculation, we can solve the problem if we are good at these triplets there. Anyhow, now we need the distance between the two parallel chords, means we need this PQ. Now you know this OP is 15, OQ is 7, means the distance between the two parallel chords, that is PQ, is 15 plus 7, 22 centimeters. This is our answer. And please remember, now I gave you on either side of the center, they are on the opposite sides. Same question, sometimes they will give you on the same side. Suppose if this chord lies this side, then one is 15 from center, other one is 7 from center, then the distance between them would have been 8. So that it will be, sometimes the question will be given like this. This is AB and this is CD. Center is here. So you say this distance is 15, OP is 15 you said, and this is 7 we said. Then what is the distance between them? 8. When this can be, if they say both chords are on the same side of the center. But now I said on the opposite sides or on the either side, that's why this is my answer. But you can watch out for this kind of questions also, right? Let's take up one more. PT is a tangent to the circle with center O. If angle PTA is 50 degrees, find angle AOT. AOT means we need this angle. This question we can do it in two different ways. One, applying that alternate segment theorem. The angle between a chord and tangent in a segment equals to the angle subtending this chord in the alternate segment. Suppose if there is a place, say B here, I will say this ABT, this will be 50 degrees. Why? Using the alternate segment theorem. The angle between a chord and tangent in a segment will be equal to angle subtended by the chord in the alternate segment. So this is going to be 50. But now if ABT is 50, what will be AOT? The angle at the center is going to be twice the opposite angle. So if it is 50, this is 100. So my answer is angle AOT is 100 degrees. This is one way of solving the question. The other way of solving the question is, if I draw the diagram once again, this is AO or AT and this is O. Now this is 50 degrees, this is P, 50 degrees. We are asked to find AOT. Now, if you recall one of the earlier points we discussed, angle between radius and tangent is always 90 degrees. This is what we discussed in the previous session. So this angle will be 90 degrees. Since this is 50, this portion has to be 40. This portion has to be 40. I will write here. This has to be 40 degrees. But you know, OA is radius, OT is radius, means in a triangle, if two sides are equal, their opposite angles are equal. If this angle T is 40 here, this also will be 40. 40, 40, 80 means this will be 100. Total has to be 180. No, this has to be 100. This is another way of solving the question, right? This itself is straightforward point there. Angle between chord and tangent is 50. So the angle subtending the same chord in the alternate segment is 50. So if it is 50 here at the center, it will be 100. So two different ways I explained you. Either way, my answer is 100 degrees, right? So students, for more on geometry, please reach my profile on Udemy. The link is given below in the description, where you find a comprehensive course on geometry and mensuration. Thank you.